Hey folks, Elaine Marolakos Edelson here with Astrology Mojo. And today, February 13th, we're still in the full moon Leo vibe. Who slept last night? Anybody? Okay. So I am streaming from a new platform called Restream. So I'm just figuring it out. I mean, I worked on it yesterday, but in practice. So here we are. Come say hello to me. And we're going to be talking about Saturn trining Mars. This is quite fascinating. Let me show you. Oh my goodness. Okay. So I'm still trying to figure out how to get things off the screen. Anyway, it's showing up twice. We don't want that. Okay. But between now and April 25th of 2025, Saturn is trining, which is 120 degrees, and it's an angle in astrology that represents ease and benevolence and opportunity. And so with Saturn, and I'm going to go over what each of these represent, and then my recommendations for the next few months with all the other things that are going to be happening. March is a really big time. And I'm going to be doing a Venus special event. I'll have more on that next week. This particular angle, Saturn represents structure and responsibility, but it's not so much if you pay your bills, you're kind to people. Okay, you're responsible. You're already responsible, right? So we don't need to see that. The next level of that definition, and I'm looking for the chat. There it is. The next level of definition is the ability to respond to how you feel, because we're going to get granular, especially in the month of March through mid-April. So while Saturn is in the sign of Pisces, trining, positive angle to Mars, first in Cancer retrograde, then in Cancer, then in Leo. There's going to be, and it represents only a shift that is happening inside of us. This is all the representation we need right now, because Mars represents momentum, war on the downside, being athletic, how you move, yes, how you sit, okay, yes, but what's your intention behind your momentum? What are you doing? Where are you going? And why? And regardless of the sign it's in right now or the retrograde, the actual trine to Saturn is like the authority figure. The doctor, the attorney, the judge, the whoever you think is an attorney figure, who is an authority figure, is going to be the part of you that's ready to say, who's the boss? Who's the boss of me? What is happening in this world? What's that about? What's that about? I didn't agree to that. I didn't say yes to that, or I said yes to that. Now, where are the people to back me up? And so with the trine, so we have momentum in association and collaboration with, let's get something done. First, let's clear up the boundaries. Where are the boundaries in your world right now? So between now and April 25th, aside from the 2 eclipses we're going to be having in March, Neptune moving into Aries, Venus going retrograde, first in Aries, then in Pisces. This is all an indication that you are ready to do something different, to set up a different structure. Yeah, it could be how you sit, do you work out, how you move your body, but what's the motivation and the intention behind it? If this is a really, even though it's going to feel like chaos a lot of times, only because there's a lot of energy moving around, but it's a really great time for you to harness this vibe inside of you and stop procrastinating. Plan it in your mind. What do I want to do? And I wouldn't say jump. Mars would say jump. I wouldn't say jump, but I would say organize the order of things. What is the order of things for you and where you want to go and how you want to accomplish something? And this is about any topic. This could be about career, your health, moving. It's anything. It's what you're creating in your reality. And so with Mars in Cancer, retrograde right now for a while, it's more about how do I really feel about a situation and what's the proper approach to take. Now, if you find that there are people, you are magnetizing people to you who are passive aggressive, no bueno, right? So, what part of you is not speaking up and setting a boundary? What part of you, the outside world only ever reflects what you are outputting. Now, I know that can be harsh sounding because you're a good, kind person. You donate at the holidays, right? But this is about getting really responsible, Saturn, with what you're outputting. What frequency are you outputting right now? And through February through April. And if you like what's happening and what's coming back your way to validate what's happening, then dare to dream. I mean, Saturn in Pisces is really that sign that is recommending the part of you that says, you know what, we have this dream. We put it on the back burner. Why? Let's bring it up. I've always wanted to learn how to play the piano. I've always wanted to take yoga. I've always wanted to take an art class or, whatever, sculpture. Concretizing the dream that you have. And it can deal with metaphysics, medicine, vibrational healing, energy work, film, fashion, art, photography. It is about the ideal vision that you have. I have to reach for something with my right arm because I did something to my left. Okay, I just made a few notes that when Saturn moves out of Pisces, it's going to go into Aries, but that isn't until May. So actually May 24th. So between now and April, May, the vision is still there. The idea to the momentum to get out of stuck, but not pushing the river, but not going beyond your threshold, but not jumping before you've done the research. So where in your life, and if you know your chart, where is Saturn in Pisces transiting in your chart? Because it's going to be trining Mars in Cancer. Pisces water sign, Cancer water sign. It will still be trining when Mars moves into Leo. But the whole idea of your momentum and what you want to be doing and how you want to be doing it and with whom is, get out your checklists. And it's an emotional checklist to say, every time I ask this person for a favor, they say yes, but they don't come through. Then you go, they're busy. You make the excuses for them, Saturn and Pisces. It's okay. I'll take it on instead. But a higher definition, higher vibrational definition of Saturn and Pisces is I have a vision. I am supporting myself. Therefore, I believe I will be supported by others, people I know and that I don't know. So it's time to put something out into the world. Now, a lot of people will say, there's Mercury retrograde in March, there's Venus retrograde. It's, everybody's going to be spinning and what's happening. Okay, the planets aren't doing anything to you. The planets are doing what they do as we travel around the ecliptic around the sun. They're doing what they do. We're going to do what we do. We're the ones creating a reality in this world, which is 3D. 4D is liminal. You have a spirit. You're going to do something energetically to manifest physically. 5D, we don't need to be having this conversation. You're already there. You know what? I'm going to take a sip from my cauldron that I got for Christmas because I am a Hufflepuff. No, I'm not. That was my kid who gave me this cup. I am Ravenclaw. Wait a minute. Thank you very much. Okay. Let me know in the comment section what are you doing or focused on? And it can be, somebody commented last week on the show when I was talking about a whole lineup of Pisces and getting over addiction. And even with Saturn in Pisces, it's let's get serious about this. You haven't worked out in 15 years and now you feel bad about your body. Or, you stuff candy in your face, or you're eating chemicals that don't need to be anywhere near a human being or on the planet. Or Saturn in Pisces, you give, you don't allow yourself to get back. So what part of you right now is feeling like you need to step it up? It could be just one topic. It doesn't have to be everything. It could be, I'm deciding to invest. It depends on where Saturn is in your chart. And if it's in the 8th house, you might start getting all these phone calls to donate. And you're like, oh, how do I say no? Or you just don't answer the call and you think, oh, I feel really bad. This is not about guilt. It's not about shame. But if you have that, this is when it comes up. And then knowing that it's okay to say no. That's a boundary. Saying no is a boundary. If you cross someone's boundary, then you might hear that. You might hear someone say, I'm good, thanks. Yep, I'm good, thank you. That's their boundary. Oh, it makes you pause, makes you think, makes you say, what's my momentum? I just wanted to do this to help. And okay, we don't want defenses coming into play, especially when Mars moves into Leo in the spring. Well, down under it would be fall, autumn. So between now and April, there's a whole lot of shaking and moving. And I think it's really timely that you take stock of what you're feeling. If there's any blame or judgment or victimization or addiction. Oh, as I was saying, someone on the show last week said, please send me some love. I'm entering into rehab. I'm getting over my addictions finally. We send love. We don't judge. We send love. Someone's asking for help, we send love. Now, if someone's asking for your help during this trine and you are just overloaded with things to do, or you're distracted and you can't, you can give a different kind of support. You can say, right now, I can't take you to the airport. I've got 3 kids at home and my husband's sick, whatever. But I would love to. How about I call an Uber for you? And what's your credit card number? And let me take one thing off your plate, but not everything. But not everything. So Mars, and again, the planets are not doing anything to us. So when you look at what does Mars mean in my life? Where is it transiting in my world? And if you've got Mars, and now this is a general chart, if you've got Mars transiting the 6th house in astrology, which deals with health and work, lobbying for the community or pets, the health of your pets, I would say the one thing you want to be careful of is not to go beyond your limit and not to have a heavy foot on the gas pedal. So that because we have movement, motion, momentum with Cancer retrograde, it can represent repression or repressed anger or repressed emotions, or I don't have time to cry right now, I'm busy. Or you're snapping at people because you just want them to get to the point and you don't want to hear all the emotions that surrounded their decision, right? This is where even though it's a trine, this is where this month, February and March, it can feel like you're overwhelmed, but you're the one who needs to set the verbal boundary. I would love to, but I can't right now. I'll call you back. So just have enough wherewithal to pause and say, every retrograde is a pause. Every retrograde is a pause. So take that moment and say, I'm not going to rush to get to the store before it closes because my kid has a project due and they never told me. It's not my responsibility. And we're not going to take it on, Pisces, Saturn and Pisces, taking it on to the hilt and just going, I'll do the project for you. No, we're not going to do that. Or if you're at work and a lot of people are calling in sick, and you're going to do what you can. And if the boss comes and says, we have 3 things due in an hour, and you're saying, well, pick one and I'm happy to help with one. That's a boundary. But you need to look in the mirror and say, it's okay to say no. No doesn't mean you're fat, you're stupid, you're ugly, or I hate you. No means no, thank you. No means not appropriate for me right now. I started pulling these cards. Where is it? Moonology. The Moonology cards, just for today. And it says fixed moon, which it is. A Leo is a fixed moon. Hold your vision. What are we talking about? What is your vision? What is your vision? Have a vision. Come by, say hello. I'm streaming from a new platform right now called Restream. And so far, I think it's so good. Just let me know in the comments that you can actually hear me. You can see me. You're vibing with it. This is okie doke. You can hear. Great. So now, what else are we looking at? Through this time frame with Saturn, you know what I want to do? Oh, no, this is a screenshot. I can't do it. If it were in the application, I could. Okay. If let's just say that Mars in Cancer trining Saturn in Pisces, regardless of where it shows up in your chart, is showing you the part of you, if you're taking the time, which I hope you do, showing you the part of you that is just too committed to something or not committed to something. You might feel like, I'm being tested right now. Why are all these people calling me and asking me to do this thing? Oh, I really don't want to go. I really don't want to do this thing. Then say no. You can say, I'll get back to you. But if you don't get back to them, that's the Mars momentum, passive retrograde in Cancer energy. Yeah, let's just be open and honest. And someone asked me, for this one particular meditation group, I'm just checking in to see if, Sunday nights at 7 p.m. is still a good time. And I said, honestly, it's not. I love what you're doing. My seat at home, my recliner is so much more comfortable than the folding chairs. And I'm usually in my pajamas by 5 p.m. on a Sunday night because I work on the weekends. But I wish you the best and let me know what you guys decide. And I'm not attached to it. And that's the thing about setting a boundary with Saturn and Pisces. Things will flow your way. Just practice saying no to the things that you don't want. And they could be simple things. You could be at the supermarket and someone at the checkout says, can I help carry your bags out? And you think about it and you go, no, I'm good. Thank you. And for no other reason. It's not like you're assessing them and taking on their burden like, oh my gosh, they work so hard. It's fine. I'll take it. It's heavier than I wanted it to be. There's no martyrs here. No. Or you say, you know what? Yes, thank you. And then you might even try to tip them. And they go, no, not allowed. It's okay. So thank you is a tip. Let me give you a tip. Thank you is a tip. So pay attention to how you feel. Are you feeling frustrated? Are you feeling overwhelmed? Are you feeling like you have to let go of something to make room for something else? This time frame, Saturn in Pisces trining Mars is going to feel, it's the part of you that feels like, I don't know why I ever committed to this thing. Or I need to get my butt off the couch and go be part of that group. They've asked me 4 times and I love the idea. I'm just like so hiding and cozy and it's cold out. Okay, either way, you don't want to hide. You don't want to hide. Because what it can show you is a new perspective. Let's say you do get invited out somewhere. Let's say you don't get invited and you know a close friend who does, or you were left off the list and you're thinking, oh, okay, screw them. Okay, that's defensive. That's classic Mars and Cancer retrograde energy. Representing the part of you, it's not doing it to you. But what do you really feel? Come on, tell us how you really feel. What do you really feel? And it can be, I am relieved. It didn't feel authentic to be with those people, with that person, with that group, part of that organization, in that industry. We want to find your authenticity during this time frame, because layered on top of that is going to be a lunar and solar eclipse in the month of March. Aries, lunar eclipse in Virgo and solar eclipse in Aries. And so that brings up more of what you're manifesting. Are you creating scenarios where you get to hide and nobody sees your brilliance? Maybe it's time to step up or step out or come out of the closet. Maybe it's time to just be okay with who you are, the way you are, when you are, where you are. And let me pull a card on that too. That feels imperative, because the times right now, they are wacky, right? And we watch it like it's a television show, like we don't have power. You do have power. And your power is, hey, Connie's here. Your power is being present in the moment to manifest an energy and a frequency that puts love into the world without you having to do a whole lot. You don't have to take it on. Saturn in Pisces. You don't have to take it on. Now, let's just say you you have a family member who's in need, a mom. Well, with Saturn, it can be an elder, mom, dad, grandma, grandpa, uncle, aunt, best friend next door who's much older than you, and they don't have anybody else. And you're thinking, oh boy, my life is so busy, but I really want to help this person. That's when you close your eyes and you say to yourself, I have support. They have support. Life gets easier and easier. Practice practical energy work. Saturn in Pisces, the ultimate definition of practicing energy work. By calling it in, by shifting the thought from I am a victim or, oh my God, they need help. I might as well. I'll take it on until my back hurts and my shoulders fall off. No, we're going to move out of that energy and into, I am going to utilize my higher inner being source, and I am going to pull toward me the support that we need, because my needs are met, my needs are met, my needs are met. Right? That's what we want to do. Hey, Christy's here. So please think about, and if you know where Saturn is transiting in Pisces in your chart, let me know. We can comment on that, where Mars in Cancer in retrograde is transiting in your chart. Because the trine, which is 120 degrees, one is individuality. I'm breaking it down in numerology. One is individuality. Two is empathy. And in between the two, it's not an extreme. It's not an opposition. It's an addition. 1 + 2 = 3. 3 equals perception. 3 equals perspective, belief system, and then it equals expression. So if you believe you're a victim, you are going to amass victimized energy, sadly. If you believe you have support, even in a moment of, trauma, and you're saying, my needs are met, my needs are met, my needs are met. I trust my needs are met. Now it's not like a forceful chant. The difference, what is the difference between relief and gratitude? Anybody? Anybody? I feel like Ferris Bueller. Anybody? Anybody? Relief is, whew, I just skated by on the skin of my teeth. Gratitude is, I know my needs will be met. I trust. I trust it. I trust you, Jack. That lines from movies plow through my head often. Titanic. Some of the world will be entering their own version of a Titanic coming up in the next couple of weeks. And some people are going to have the most massively awe-inspiring time to say and cry because they got their needs met. I remember being, oh gosh, in my late 20s, and I had met Agnes, and Agnes was a trance channeler, and she said, "Sit, I want to see your talent." So I went into trance, and she had all these questions, and she validated me, and she said, "Yep. Okay, I've been mixing these cards up for how long? 5 minutes." And what came out again? Hold your vision. Hold your vision. Keep your vision. Half of it's in the dark. We're bringing it into the light. And the dark isn't evil. Anyway, I was with Agnes, and when she validated what was happening to me through me, because I opened, like, anyway, long story, not going to go there. And she said, yes, you're a trance channeler. You can bring it into the light. You don't have to go into trance. But I started in the trance world, and being younger than she said to me, it just takes a moment of confidence to say, how did I get this gift? Does everybody have it? And my answer was automatic. Yes, everyone has it. How did I get it? Born this way, am this way, in or out of a body, on or off planet. Me, you. So what do you want to do with this energy? You don't have to take it all on. Discover what your niche is. Who is your tribe? But make it that simple, and then go in that direction and do one thing at a time. Position yourself as the authority figure in your world. And it can be, I'm the authority on cleaning my apartment. It can be that simple. I know which broom I like, which orange scented, natural citrus thing I'm going to mix with water and spray and mop the floor. I am the authority. When you get one simple thing done, you feel so empowered. So I'm not saying don't reach for the dream. I'm saying have the dream, hold the vision. When I started studying with Esther Hicks 40 years ago, and the collective that is called Abraham, I remember listening and feeling, and everything that they had talked about, I was like, yes, well, yes, right? Doesn't everybody? No. Doesn't everybody? No. So we're going to come out of that thinking, because as soon as we have expectations that someone else is going to think like us, man, do we get sad, pissed off, startled, confused. I thought we were on the same page. Well, we're not. Ever. Be on your page. And then whatever's on your page, words, energies, images will come to you to validate and then enhance. So whatever you're doing, whatever you're focused on, it's going to be the part of you that is wanting to truly manifest something conscious, intentional creation is what we're looking at here, with Saturn in Pisces trining Mars in Cancer retrograde, and then eventually out of retrograde into Cancer and then into Leo. And that is through April 25th, 2025. And if you're watching this in a replay, just keep in mind that whenever you see this, it's appropriate for you, even if Saturn isn't trining Mars. The information that's coming through is appropriate for you, because time only ever exists on this planet, and it doesn't feel the same to everyone. Why? Because we're all individuals having our own reality experience. That's why. Hey, Kate's here. Who else? Anybody? Let me check in. I went on a little chat there, didn't I? I'm going to pull a card, and somebody tell me, if you want, what is the one thing that you're raising your vibration into? And that can be maybe you're studying. I just got Restream. This is a new streaming application, because I left the old one. They doubled their prices, and I don't use most of their features, so it didn't work for me. Did you hear that? It was not like, oh my God, there was so much money, there's no way I'm paying that. No, that was a judgment. But you need to evaluate now. I don't use their features. I'm not going to pay $400 to stream to Facebook and YouTube. Yeah, doesn't work for me. but I was grateful for the time I used it. So assess for yourself something that you know, one simple thing that can change your reality. That can be talking to a professional. That can be taking on an employee. My husband just did that. That can be, and he's right in the throes of it. So it's like, all right, let's turn the dial. He's like a mad scientist. I think if we up the thing and we turn the dial here and we do this and we cold call these people and we're going to gather lists and scrape the thing. And I'm like, oh, wow, that's exciting. For me, I'm learning Restream and I'm looking around going, okay, where's the chat thing? How do I get this double Astrology Mojo with my name off of the image? How do I do that? So it's just a study program. We're going to be studying something and then we're going to get squirreled. The phone rings and suddenly we're going in that direction. So whatever it is you want to be doing right now, and you can just create the focus in your head that it's already happened. I used to chat with my clients about an exercise that I had called the future you. Now, I just want you to imagine yourself a year from now to close up this chat, this talk. Imagine yourself a year from now, and the future you walks in a meditation. You're sitting somewhere comfortable, you're standing somewhere, or wherever you are in your meditation. You're floating in the air, you're under the water, wherever. And your future you, 1 year from now, comes back to talk to you. And you're like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited to see you. Because you're going to want to know, did it work out? Did the thing happen? Did I end that thing and begin that thing? How was it? Was it good? Was it hard? Was it? And, I want you to future pace yourself that the feelings that you have now, and this is all neuroscience, folks, and how energy works. And I can't lift my arm very well because I injured myself. But whatever is coming out of your brain on a consistent 17 to 20 second beacon. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited that I have this thing, or it came through. I got that job. We finally got a yes to the loan on the house, or, they said, yes, the hairdresser will take me tomorrow instead of next month. Whatever it is, practice and practice your spirituality, and you feel it in your heart and you just get that chill, like, oh my gosh, that's so exciting. That feeling coupled with that thought repeatedly, literally collapses time and space, brings the future to you. Does it have to be hard? Saturn? No. Can I concretize something, Pisces, or do I just have to dream about it all day and then go drink a bottle of wine and be happy that I dreamed about it? Let's not do that anymore. I mean, I don't do that, but some people might, and no judgment. If you actually want to make something happen, because if you imagine your 85-year-old self, your 95-year-old self, your 100-year-old self coming to you and going, you wasted so much time. Wouldn't it feel like a judgment? It's like, I know, I did. I wasted so much time. Spend time. That's your investment. That's your energetic investment. When you spend time on something that gives you joy and your heart opens and you're thinking, what does this have to do with the business I want to start? I'm, playing a crossword puzzle. What does that have to do with anything? If it gives you joy, you're adding to the fund that's going to support you in the future. Does that make sense? All right, I'm going to pull a card again from Moonology. Wouldn't it be funny if we got that same Hold Your Vision card? I would call it ideal timing. Whoops. Oh my God. I am not kidding you. I'm not kidding you. My higher inner being, pure conscious love, is saying there's one message here. All right. Please hold your vision. Oh, when I started to talk about Abraham Hicks and Esther and the collective, what I learned first from them long ago was we tend to validate what's happening now instead of creating the future. And the only way we create the future on an unconscious level is by focusing on what's happening now or what just happened. Oh, yeah, I didn't get the job. Yeah, I didn't get that job. I really wanted it. I didn't get it. I was so nervous. I didn't get it. And then you tell everybody you know that you didn't get the job. And then that was last year, and you're still looking for a job, or you're looking for the right job. So instead of empowering the past, let's empower the now that can become the future in that exercise I just talked about, which means hold the vision. Think about that thing you want. And it can be so simple. I can't wait to plant a garden. Can't wait to plant a summer garden. Here's what I'm going to plant. And then you list all the things in your mind how you're going to plant it and what, and then you can start little seedlings in the house, even if it's snowing outside. And so when you create that feeling, I feel it, because that's how you collapse time. Otherwise, you're going to be looking at the trail of, we got to go from here to here. We got to go from there to there. We're trudging up the mountain. That would be Saturn going, there's a lot on my back and my backpack and I'm tired. How much further do we have to go? Are we there yet? Who remembers? Who has kids? Who was a kid? Well, okay. 3 times in a row. Hold your vision. And Christy said, I did a live 2 days ago. That card came out 3 times. This particular card or a card of yours came out? Was it this one? All right. We are reinforcing for the collective. Hold your vision. Hold, because half of it may not be ready to emerge. The other half is already in the light. I love that. I love that. All right, my friends, I can actually see you. I still have to figure out how to get this thing, Astrology Mojo, off of my images. Other than that, I think we did well today on this new platform, and I'm grateful for it. I really am. And I'm grateful for you. Okay, we're still in the Leo full moon energy. So nap, rest, meditate, nurture, nourish. Leo can go high and low quickly. Leo can feel overwhelmed to such a degree that it's like a lava explosion. I'm reacting to Christy going, yes, that card. Hold that vision. Leo can be so creative. So if you're feeling stuck, just go do something creative. Anything you think is creative. Anything. Like, oh, that feels good to fold laundry. That feels really good. I'm going to go do that. Creation doesn't mean art, music, painting, video, film. Creation means what's your next moment? You're creating it. Ta-da. All right, folks, I am so grateful for you. Next week, let me see. What was I talking about next week? I have to go to my page and actually see it. Thank you for being here, friends. Thank you always for being here. Oh, today's the 13th. Duh. So February 20th, we're going to be doing the Oracle for March. And again, I will have news on a program, a 2.5-hour workshop that I'm going to be doing on Venus retrograde. It's going to be very affordable. I'm going to get a bunch of people in so we could talk about how to handle it, how to negotiate it, how to navigate it, how it pops up again, in what signs, and the 5-pointed star and what that represents throughout your entire life. Venus touches on the same 5 houses your entire life when it goes retrograde. So I'll have more on that. If you're on my list, you'll see emails about it. I will post in Facebook about it. It's going to be on March 1st. 10 a.m. I think it's 10 a.m., 9 a.m. Pacific, noon Eastern, if I got my time zones right, because we change clocks. In Arizona, we don't change clocks. That's what kind of messes me up. Anyway, I'll have more on that. So please be looking for that, because I'd love to have a small group come in and we can do some energy work. We can see what the pattern is. We can work that out. We can know what to look for. Okay, my friends, thank you for being here. As always, I wish you peace, and I'll see you next time.